guys, Jackie here, the creator and illustrator of Midnight City Tarot. Today I have a very special reading based on a spread that I created for you. This is specifically for Scorpio season and for fall time. I'm recording this video in the end of October, beginning of November, so it's very appropriate for this time of year with all of the transformation, turning and looking inward that we're going to be doing. So I always think it's a good idea to have a little guidance and a little plan so we can make the most of the changing of the seasons. I have a bunch of cards laid out here from a photo shoot I did earlier today to celebrate Halloween. The combination of these cards just makes me so happy. This bunch really just encapsulates what autumn time and especially Halloween time in Brooklyn specifically felt like to me. I always did a lot of going out. So you see the High Priestess. That's a card that is inspired by House of Yes, which is an amazing venue in New York. And I have the Queen of Coins, which I love. You guys know I absolutely love Flower Power. It's an amazing, amazing shop. And definitely go check it out if you're in the city or traveling to the city. Of course, we have the Nine of Swords, which is a super spooky card that actually has been coming up for me a lot this week. And it even has a little image of a ghost, which you can see kind of faintly, which was kind of the idea to just give a taste of something a little eerie going on in this very interesting card. It's one of the stranger cards of the tarot, and I just love it for that reason. And of course the Moon, super witchy, one of my favorite cards. I say that about all of them, but they kind of all are for different reasons. So anyways, this kind of just gives you an idea of where my head is at for Halloween and October and November, and just that really amazing time of year in New York. There's just nothing like it. So these photos I took in the city a long time ago and didn't really think about them, and then afterwards looking at the cards I thought, oh my gosh, it's so interesting what images and memories really stick in our subconscious and then come out through art. Not just the color, but I feel really the vibe and the feeling of all of these. So those are just some special memories that I feel really happy to share with you. And let's see, I will clear these out of the way and I will get this candle lighted to open our space for our reading today. And I do want to talk about a couple of these really special objects that I have on my altar. So I have this book here. It's called The Wednesday Witch. It is an old, really old book. I think maybe it's from the 60s or something. I'm not sure. But it is a book that my mom read when she was little, and then she read it to me when I was growing up. And, it got lost along the way, and she actually found this for me a few years ago and bought it for me again. And I thought it was so cute. It's got the little witch on the cover. It's adorable. So, of course, I stuck it on my altar, which is just where I would keep anything special and witchy and anything cool like that. So it's sitting on my special shelf in Brooklyn. I'm not really thinking about it. And actually, this summer, when my mom was visiting me, we look through and go, oh my gosh, this book is about Brooklyn. It takes place in Brooklyn. And the further we read into this, the more we realized this was literally set on maybe 2 streets over from my apartment in Brooklyn, the one that I was in when I illustrated this tarot deck. So I feel like this book is just extremely magical and inspired a lot of the deck, even though I didn't even know it. I don't know. It just felt really funny to put it on my altar and then kind of see it appear. And you can see all these really cute little illustrations in here. It's a very whimsical and sweet book. And let's see, it talks about, Ocean Parkway, Brighton Beach, or Coney Island. I mean, it's just wild. This seashell that I have right here, that's from Rockaways or Coney Island, Brighton Beach, that whole area. I can't remember exactly which beach I got it from, but that's literally from there. And that's probably a drawing of my street that I was living on when I was making this tarot deck. And it's just so cute. The little vacuum cleaner comes to life. It's a very sweet story. If you can grab a copy of this book, it's really fun. But yeah, this was really a very interesting message to me of like, be careful what you put on your bookshelf because you might just manifest it. So that is the Wednesday Witch, and I also have my black amethyst. This is a brand new crystal that I bought this summer. I put it next to my bed by my nightstand, and I sleep next to it, and that is how I get a lot of information, is through my dreams. So the first night, I'm pulling these out so I can show you, I'm dreaming in this half asleep, half awake state, and I'm seeing all of the little characters from the Midnight City Tarot deck that I drew come to life as this black amethyst crystal. And I feel like it really connected the inspiration that I didn't even really know I was drawing upon when I was creating these Midnight City sky, black and purple, sparkling little figures that I really wanted to represent like the void, and I guess that's kind of what this black amethyst represents too, and it just gives that feeling of sparkling void, infinite possibilities, and I just thought that was like such a cool message that this crystal had for me. This black amethyst is going to chill here and do its thing while we get into the reading today. So, like I said, this reading is in honor of Scorpio season and fall, October. I know we're really going into November now, and really just that time of turning inwards and, of course, of transformation. And we know Scorpio is associated with the Death Tarot card. So I named this spread Transformation with Grace because that's something that I really want to work on. Like, if we're going to be transforming and we're going to be letting go, how can we do it with grace? So this is a reading for us all, everyone who's watching the video. I'm going to first pull out a signifier, which is the Death card, and let's see. There we go. I'm going to leave this out. This is our theme. I don't know if you've ever worked with a signifier or not, but basically you pull out the card that you would like to be your North Star for the reading. So we're going to leave that up here. And I love the imagery of this card. I really created this on purpose to use the tree to represent natural cycles and the earth recycling itself. You can see the leaves are falling and there's tiny, tiny, tiny little seedling growing. Probably can't see it in this video, but if you have the deck, you can look very closely and you can see that it represents really like regrowth is going to happen, like rebirth is going to happen. But right now we are in the stage of letting go of all of our leaves, quieting down, and getting ready for winter. There are 3 questions for today's spread. 1, what do we need to let go of? 2, what will fill the space after we let go? And 3, what energies are supporting us as we transform with grace? So I'm going to do some shuffling, and I think I said it in the last video. Usually I read jumpers, but that's only really for myself because I have all the time in the world and can kind of just get wild, and whatever card comes out, we can just like go with it. But for readings for others, I like to be a little bit more structured, and we do have 3 questions we're trying to get the answers to. So I'm going to shuffle and then pull the top 3 cards, and actually, like, as I'm shuffling, I'm feeling like I need to split the deck into 3, and then I will reposition it in the order that feels right, and then we'll pull those top 3 cards off the top of that pile. So I am shuffling and calling in guides, asking for the highest and best information for all involved. And if you also want to take a deep breath and call in your guides. Let's pull our cards. That is 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Can you guys see that? I'm going to pull these up a little bit. All right, I'm going to scooch these a little bit. Okay. So in the position of what can we let go of, which really I feel like the question is like, what do we need to let go of? Like, what is going already that, we can just let go of with grace? We have the 6 of coins, which is really interesting because this card is depicting an actual time when I was waiting for the subway and there was a performer playing the most beautiful song. It truly was bringing people to tears, and I think I wrote that in the guidebook. I know it was so moving to me after like a long day of work when you're just completely like overwhelmed and you're just tired and everything, waiting in the like hot or cold or whatever, somehow uncomfortable subway, to hear something like that and someone being so generous with their talent and their time and their creativity to come down and into the subway and sing for you like that. Oh my gosh, it's so moving. It's so moving. So it's really that feeling of like, oh my gosh, from my heart, I feel compelled to give them something in return for their gift that they're offering me. So I keep in my mind thinking like transactional relationship, and I know that's kind of like a loaded or maybe triggering word, but really in this case, I mean it as like the singer is giving you music, creativity, and in return, you have coins in your pocket. So you're giving them into their open guitar case, which is pink, which just symbolizes like the open heart. You're giving them your resources in return. It's letting go of anything toxic around this type of situation and really just bringing in more appreciation for everybody, because I really do think if you look hard, and especially someone like this little guitar player, they really are sacrificing and doing their best to create a beautiful space and maybe not the most beautiful environment. So, yeah. For the second card, we have what will fill the space once we've let go of what we needed to let go of. And we have the 3 of Cups. So right away, nature, friendship, structure, emotional fulfillment, joy, happiness, being together, community, all amazing, amazing, amazing things. So now that I'm really thinking back and putting this all together as big picture, I'm seeing this as stepping outside, stepping away from using maybe, I mean, I'm going to say this because this is what's going on with me, but I'm transitioning away from certain social media apps, and I'm doing that in order to be more creative and spend time with people that I love and spend time in nature and to really lean into being human. And I think that the 3 of Cups is really saying like, when you let go of these other transactional relationships that maybe are not serving, or maybe they're not being executed in quite the right way that's fulfilling, you will be able to fill your heart up with these beautiful, beautiful things, which is the beautiful trees. I feel like that just represents heart center too, with the little fluttering petals, floating down in the breeze around you. So many beautiful things to welcome in with that. And our supportive energies, we have the Star. So this is very interesting, and I feel like this is very specific to me, and I hope this also applies to you guys, and I'm sure it does. It's just always funny when I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like the cards are like calling me out. But I've been looking up at the night sky every night and praying to basically the stars, or whoever is watching back from the stars. So this is just really interesting to see that. But the Star card really is about zooming out, gaining new perspective, and a time of respite between or after something very chaotic has happened. This art depicts a time when I was with friends. We went up onto one of their rooftops and laid down, which I don't know if you've ever been on a rooftop in the city, but they're not really like the cleanest or the most comfortable, but it didn't really matter. Like, what mattered was looking up and seeing the stars and gaining this different perspective instead of just kind of head down, pushing through the city, like rushing around all the chaos that comes with living there, and all the lights and all the noise and the honking and the people and just everything. It's like, get a few floors above the situation, lay down, get a totally different perspective, and look up into that inky black night sky, which also I like can feel this like black amethyst winking back at me like, hey, yeah, I definitely recommend looking into the void sometimes. So I think that that's great. We really do have supportive energies all around us and within us too. And I think that that is really what this is saying is get quiet, look up. You can call on angels, guides, whoever you call on for help, and you also have that strength within yourself. So that's it. I'm going to snuff out our candle, and if you guys liked the video, if you could hit the like button, that would really help people to find my work. And if you want to see more, please hit subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.